Good afternoon. This is Jana London, founder of the Natural Women's Council. This is a very timely update for everyone because there's been some news that has come out today, probably not announced to parents or schools, so you may be hearing it here first. If you remember on the podcast that I did last week with Lisa from the Natural Women's Council, we talked about the Freedom of Information Act requests that we had done to the NCCA in relation to the fact that they have sidelined parents, not engaged parents in the junior cycle SPHE consultation. And that investigation and that Freedom of Information request is currently sitting with the Info Commissioner because we were refused the information by the NCCA. We wanted proof that the NCCA had involved parents in the consultation. Now, clearly, they didn't involve parents because that information was denied to us because they said it would take over 130 hours to produce the information. So that's ongoing in relation to the junior cycle. Now, they clearly know at this point that we are demanding parents get involved with the SPHE consultation for the senior cycle. We have sent numerous emails back and forth over the last couple of weeks. We've been campaigning over the last year against the changes and pushing for parents to be involved in the consultation. And I think by now, seeing all of the appeals we've submitted with the Freedom of Information Act request, the fact that it is with the Information Commissioner now following failure to get it from the Info Commissioner, the next step would be a high court case, which would be an awful shame. And we hope to avoid that. But I think by now the NCCA realized we are not going away. We are going to keep submitting letters, keep submitting requests, and we want this information. So two things happened on the quiet, but these two things are really, really important. The first thing that happened this week is the NCCA quietly extended the SPHE consultation for senior cycle to November 3rd. Originally, it had a deadline of mid-October. It would have already closed at this point. They extended it to November 3rd. We have a lot of emails back and forth asking what the engagement with parents is. And I will post the link to the Freedom of Information Act request podcast so you can see some of the emails that have gone back and forth. Well, I'm going to share with you an email that was sent. I'm going to do a shared screen and show you what was sent this week. Okay, there we go. One sec. Okay, so I'm going to share this email now with you. So the email, hold on one sec. Technology is not on my side today. Yeah, so back and forth, the emails went between Lisa, who's on the Natural Women's Council, and the SPHE developments team. Now, this one, Lisa sent back to them to say that this is what they highlighted, and I'll read this for you. We have communicated this through our website, social media, and email communication to partners in education. This was also communicated to all post-primary schools as part of a circular issued by the Department of Education earlier this week, curriculum and assessment related developments at senior cycle with a particular reference to school years, So that's what was highlighted. However, Lisa responded to say, that their Facebook page only has 3,500 followers, and their Facebook post advising of the extension to the 3rd of November only has 10 views. So I think we can agree this is not sufficient outreach to parents. The document you referred is drafted exclusively for schools and advises schools only of the extension. Nowhere in that document does it state that schools are to advise parents. If I missed that direction, please advise. So that was sent to the NCCA. Just on the last Friday, the 13th. Now, they did reply today. This is fresh off the press. You're seeing it here first. Dear Lisa, you might also be interested to know that the Department of Education emailed all schools on Monday this week, just a couple days ago, with details on the two open senior cycle consultations, SPHE and TY. The email is below. So this is the email that, following all of the toing and froing we did with NCCA to push for them to engage parents, this is the email they just sent 2 days ago to schools. Dear Principal, as part of the ongoing redevelopment of senior cycle, the National Council for Curriculum and Assessment, NCCA, is currently updating the transition year program statement and developing a curriculum for senior cycle SPHE. A draft TY program and senior cycle SPHE curriculum are available for consultation. There are several ways to engage with the consultations, all of which are outlined in the links below. We would very much appreciate it if you could share the links with your networks and encourage parents, students, and teachers to participate in this important aspect of the curriculum development process. So a couple of weeks ago, they told us they already did engage parents. They're confident they engaged parents. However, just 2 days ago, they sent an email to all schools for the first time, as far as we're aware, because now we're seeing parents today have reached out to us to say that their school has sent them the survey to complete. So the fact that they've extended the deadline, that's a win. The fact that they're communicating to parents, that's a win. However, on the Freedom of Information Act request podcast we did, we were very clear in stating the risk of doing their survey, which I'm going to share with you now. So we encourage all parents to get their submission in, but not do it through their survey. And here's why. So I'll go, for anyone who didn't see the last podcast, I'm going to go in and pretend to submit a survey for parent and guardian for the SPHE Senior Cycle Consult. Now, the survey responses here, once it comes up, okay. Okay, so I'll just say senior cycle, next, okay. Yes, okay, next, okay. So just as a reminder that the survey is very much fixed, so it will end up having a result that says all parents are delighted with the changes. They're accepting the changes. They were part of the consultation. So this, for example, on strand 1, health and well-being, please indicate how important you think each topic is below. Factors that influence health and well-being, oh yes. Positive mental health, great. Coping with mental health challenges and staying safe, of course. So strand 2, relationships and sexuality. Building healthy relationships, excellent. Examining harmful attitudes around gender. Sure, we don't want to harm anybody. Understanding abusive and violent relationships. Yeah, that's important. And the sexual health, great. So it's all looking very flowery and very, very rosy with the language. It's not getting into the detail in regards to the gender ideology being taught as a fact, teaching boys they can be girls, girls they can be boys, or neither or both. Things like self-management and care, my rights and responsibilities, standing up for equity and inclusion, another little buzzword, inclusion and equity, because sure, who doesn't want to be inclusive, right? So this is the survey in their language. Oh, of course, we want to think critically and empathetically. However, if you don't agree with this ideology and you do use your critical thinking, you will be ostracized and you will be bullied. So no, thinking critically is not part of it at all. Exercising rights, responsibilities, oh, and inclusivity, yeah. Being health literate, of course. So this is their survey. So I think we can all agree that their survey will get the answers they want because it's worded in a very careful, very positive way that parents will, of course, say it's very important. And it goes on to say, the way I think SPHE should be addressed, project work, yeah, portfolio, oh, keeping a reflection journal, great, exams, great. And then any other suggestions, that's it. It doesn't talk about gender ideology being taught as a fact. It doesn't talk about a highly sexualized program. So we're going to just X out of that. And this is where we encourage all parents to get your submission in. Great news, it's extended to the 3rd of November, fabulous. Their survey is being sent to all schools, not so great. It's a trap. This is where parents should get their submission in, and we've tried to make it as easy as possible for everyone. So on the IrishEducationAlliance.com website, on the home page, you will see Senior Cycle SPHE Consultation. Boom. Under that, when it opens, very slow Wi-Fi today, you will see the curriculum changes. So Senior Cycle SPHE Consult right here. This is the link here, the draft Senior Cycle SPHE NCCA template written submission. So this in blue is clear instructions on what we suggest. Attach the above submission document to a short or long cover letter and email it to sphedevelopments@ncca.ie, and also blind copy the president csspa@gmail.com. We want to be able to keep track of all responses. And this is the Catholic Secondary School Parents Association. We want to track all the submissions parents do, because when the NCCA comes out and says, every parent was happy with this, we didn't get any negative responses, all great, we will have a copy of what was submitted to say, Actually, you're wrong. Here's what was submitted from parents. It's also recommended that if you wish, you can personalize this submission document, or you can send it as is. That's fine as well. And parents of all children and also concerned individuals and groups can submit this document. You don't have to have a child in the senior cycle, because my children, for example, are only in primary school. However, I have a right as a parent to submit this survey now because it will affect my children when they do go into senior cycle. So parents of all children or any concerned individual can submit this document. So when you open that link up here, it's going to download. There we go. Okay. This is what it looks like. Okay, so this is the document that you can customize. So you can change it, take out whatever you want and customize it, put in your name and address. We also highly encourage everyone to allow their name to be published. So it's part of the record. So that should be, I believe, on the bottom part. And there is a little part that says, do you want your name to be published? It's somewhere on there. When you see that, absolutely encourage you to have your name as part of the submission in the record if you wish to have that done. So again, deadline is extended. That's great news. We've been pushing and pressuring the NCCA to engage parents. That was done. They've now just 2 days ago emailed all the secondary schools to ask them to send the survey and engage their parents, their students, and their teachers. However, there is a catch. Their survey will get them the answers and results they want, so they can say, everyone got the survey in, we consulted with parents, it went out to the schools, and everybody said, oh, this was all very important. Of course they did, because it's worded as such. So I would submit the submission on the IrishEducationAlliance.com. So that is the information that just came out today. This is a very quick, very spontaneous update. Didn't prepare anything, but hopefully it's very clear on what's happening, and you can get your survey in and share that with any person that you know. Do not submit the survey from the NCCA website. It's very contrived, very, very fixed, and it will come up with the answers, of course, that they want. So submit the one on the draft submission, send it to the SPHE developments, but copy the email address so we have a copy as well, and we can keep them for records. So when the day comes, when the NCCA says, everybody was happy with it, the majority was happy, we can say, let's have a little look at that. And you can be sure that we'll continue to submit Freedom of Information Act requests to find out what parent bodies were included. They haven't come back to me yet to advise which parent association bodies were included. They just kept coming back to say, we did engage people, we did, but they didn't specify who. So the assumption is that no, they didn't engage people. So hope you enjoy that bit of information, and thank you for your support. Thanks to our lovely members of the Natural Women's Council, Lawyers for Justice Ireland, Parents' Rights Alliance, and Irish Education Alliance for letting us know about these changes today, and many of our followers as well. We really need to have everybody keep their ear to the ground and their eyes on the ball to know what's happening, because this is not always publicized. So thanks everyone for your support, and have a great day.